So the reason I'm running is because I will never forget growing up in Petersburg, Virginia, being raised by my grandmother. And this is a woman who had me in church 3 days a week. And she would always instill things in me. And one of the things she would always say is basically, service is the price that I pay for my time here on earth. And if I have it, then I have to give it. So growing up, there wasn't a time that I don't remember us having someone from the community living with us, whether that was a church member or someone from the community who fell on hard times. And see, my grandmother worked at Central State Mental Health Hospital. So she was doing the work. So she was taking care of people who have been disregarded, who suffer from extreme mental illness. And I would just remember going to Central State and seeing the people just, come around her, and they all called her mom. And, she took care of them in ways that I couldn't believe. And her patience was outstanding. And this was the most real stoic woman I've ever laid my eyes on. I never seen her raise a voice. She could stop traffic with one look. And, that's someone that I looked up to. And so no matter what was happening around me, because I was growing up in Petersburg, and Petersburg had one of the highest child poverty rates, one of the highest rates of unaccredited schools, and was named one of the most dangerous places to live in Virginia per capita. But none of that mattered, because Mary Lee Carroll would hear none of it. And she always instilled in me that I can do anything and that I had no limitations or barriers. And so when I was young and remember her having a stroke and becoming a quadriplegic, and I'll never forget sitting at a dining room table with my aunt, having to decide if we were going to pay for our mortgage that month or for the medications keeping my grandmother alive. I thought, well, how can this be true? That a woman who worked at a hospital her entire life, but when she needed medications, she couldn't afford it. How is it that we can leave her to struggle and sacrifice? So I didn't understand this vision of Virginia that everyone else had, where everyone was doing well, because that wasn't what I knew. Those weren't my experiences. And I knew then that I wanted to make a change. And that's when I decided to dedicate my life to service.